Welcome to another episode of Nerds Amalgamated. I am the DJ, and with me today I have the Professor.
Hello.
And also with me today I have a new guy, and his name is Dev-i-boy.
Hey there. No, that's me. Hello.
and here we have it, everybody. Dev-i-boy and his entrance.
Oh, hey, listen.
We've had you on the show before, haven't we, Dev-i-boy?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we have.
Well, not as Dev-i-boy.
No, as a game developer. A while ago now. I don't remember what was it? Sometime last year, I think it was.
Yeah. We'll put a link in the show notes to the interview we did with Dev-i-boy, who you might know better as Brad, who made Aspie Life.
Yee.
But that was a fun time.
It was. It's one of our better episodes.
Yep. So how have you fellas been?
Oh, all right. Been moving through, starting to lose my mind only after a month. It's like that Castlevania meme. So, my God, it's only been a month. But I feel like I'm losing my mind. I really am. Stuck at home.
So both of you are alive and kicking?
Yeah, so far.
To a certain extent.
Oh man, it's getting crazier and crazier with all these more and more stories of the number of deaths and reports.
Yeah.
I was just saying,
to get quite bad.
Yeah. Although it's funny though, like even though there's the bad side of it, there is also the funny side of it though.
Like the memes.
Oh yeah, the memes.
It's like, what funny is... Oh, yeah, no wonder.
There's also as I was saying to the Professor at one stage, I feel sorry for those people that do not require social distancing, like police officers and army personnel.
Yeah. What about you, though, DJ? You're a checkout chick.
Hey, I could enforce that. I'd be like, nah, go stay as far as you...
You're still technically touching the food they've touched. So,
but here's the funny thing though: for army personnel and police officers, hand-to-hand combat's going to be a thing of the past.
That's why you just get the long sticks, distancing sticks they got in Japan. Long pole, which hold people down with
the hoop on the end, and
that's the one. Yeah.
Can you also imagine like every police officer now acting like Dirty Harry? just whip out a gun at him and toss the cuffs at him and just go, now put the cuffs on.
Well, if there are any pubs to be open, we would have to solve all pub brawls with scissors, paper, rock instead.
You know, there's another group of people that's going to be affected by all this.
Oh,
people with dating accounts. Can you imagine like getting a message on Tinder going, do you want to meet up? And they go, nah, sorry, can't meet up, social distancing. Can't meet.
I think it's more going to be the profiles on Tinder. It's like, hey there, nah. So just needs to know more. Please come look at my Instagram profile.
Oh, no, not the bots. The new Tinder pickup lines. Are you coronavirus? Because you take my breath away.
Oh no!
Hey babe, I can't see you right now. Coronavirus is away. Follow my Instagram profile. Kiss, kiss, here, follow it.
This is good. There's so many funny things coming out of this. Anyways, let's go to our first topic. So you both have a topic about Valve and some interesting stuff involved in it.
Dude, quite a week for Valve, hasn't it?
Yeah, so we started with Alyx came out about a week ago.
It's rough and then, yeah. I mean, I hadn't really been paying too much attention. It was like, alright, be like a small tech demo or something. Like, I knew it was a game release, but, you know, whenever Valve says Half-Life stuff in the past couple of years, it's been like, okay. Yeah, I see what you're doing there. Once it gets your attention, yeah. Oh, because when it came out, I was like, oh wait, what? It's actually. You mean it's actually a full-fledged 10-hour long game? And what the fuck? Okay, hey, Hey, welcome back here, Valve. Hey there.
It's like greeting an old friend that you haven't seen
Yeah,
in
it's
like
like-
ages.
Hugh, wow, you're back. Nice to see you again.
So you've been playing that, haven't you?
Me?
Yeah.
No, I haven't actually. No, I want to. I don't have a VR headset yet. I mean, it's made me, which obviously was the intention of developing that game. It's made me want to now actually invest in VR simply because it shows that the experiences are possible now. Plus, also the market itself. Before the $1 destroyed itself,
Oh, it's
headsets
bad now.
Oh yeah, the headsets were getting down to reasonable price, $300, $400 for the Oculus Shift, I think it was. Now it's at $700, but like it is in air quotes affordable these days. So I want to play it, but I'm just watching YouTube walkthroughs. To be honest,
I'm waiting for Valve to finally let me buy a Valve Index in Australia.
yeah, it's probably gonna be a while now.
Imagine a few moments later. I'm still waiting for that headset, Valve. Where is that headset?
It's gonna come around eventually. Yeah.
They've already
Yeah.
got an 8-week delay.
Yeah, I think that they obviously will release it at some, but at this point, it's probably gonna be a while until they actually get around to it. I say.
But what do you guys think of all the recent Valve news, though? Like, do you reckon you reckon we'll see actually another Half-Life game, like Half-Life 3?
I'm pretty confident. Like, okay, no spoilers, but there is a teaser at the end. And Valve's openness has been last week of far more open to the community. Like, they've been going back to the old habits of responding to community emails and stuff, and generally just being more open about their projects, which I think it's pretty clear that they are looking into making more Half-Life now, especially now they've got a dedicated team. Because the issue with Valve, well, it's not an issue, but the way they're run means that the development of a game is only if all developers in the actual building want to work on it. But now that there's actually released and there's a lot of community, I think I highly suspect it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's why that customer service has been poor until the last few years. It's improved greatly in the last few years from what it was. But I think that could entirely be because nobody at Valve wanted to work on that at the time.
Yeah, I think it's multiple reasons. Like, I think just Valve's trying to step the game up for one because Epic Game Store came out. So
Yeah.
trying to get ahead of that, which I mean, it's not really, it's competitor, but it's more like a big boy trying to like shout down, like, please, seriously. They're trying to step on, and they're doing a good job.
Even before that, though, they had to bring in refunds because the ACCC went after them.
Yeah.
Like, that was the kind of the tipping point, I think, for when they started to become better.
Yeah, in a way. I think they've also made a ton of blunders, which, Greenlight, I honestly wish they brought that back. Simply down to, Greenlight had its issues, especially from a developer standpoint, but it at least was some floodgate. Now, the floodgates, there is no floodgate. It's just open completely to anything on the platform, which, I mean, in their sense, it's better for them because they make more money. The more stuff on there, the better. But it doesn't help developers and players. All in good time, I say. All in good time.
Yeah. So they're apparently, according to this article, so there are 2 more games, VR games that are coming out pretty soon.
We hope. I mean, one of the articles I've found for the show notes, which they said there would be 3 full VR games, and now they've more recently said the other games aren't in development at the moment. Now, a lot of people are thinking they're completely cancelled. I think it's more likely they pulled the whole team in for Alyx, and we'll get to see whatever the other games are in another year or 2.
I think so as well. I think they wanted to get Alyx out of the way done because everyone would jump on that project together to get it finished, and then they want to get the community feedback, and that's what I was saying in one of the interviews with IGN. Once you get the community feedback, and obviously it's been very positive, so they're going to. I highly suspect those games will get released at some point.
Yeah, or they'll at least become an interesting footnote in the development of Half-Life 3.
True.
Like how F-Stop was this whole big idea that they thought they'd make a huge game about, and ended up being
that's really any development cycle, because you get great ideas, you develop it, and like, this isn't going where I was hoping. So yeah, I'm pretty sure because Alyx at least there's a lot of experimental gameplay stuff in there as well. Anyone who's ever played it yet, they'll know the chapters I'm talking about straight off the back when I say cover your mouth. They'll instantly know what I'm talking about. That's what I mean. Like,
head traps are creepy enough.
Oh no! Okay, I'll try not to make it spoil. So there's a section in the game where there's almost like Last of Us infected fungal zombies, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the fungal will make Alyx cough if she breathes it in. So you have to physically cover your mouth with your hand to stop your character breathing it in.
That is really cool.
And then there's puzzles where you need to use two hands, so you got to manage at the same time a monster called Jeff, which is basically this monster can hear sound. So you got to manage not dropping glass bottles, opening two-handed objects, and making Jeff run away from you, not towards you. So like it's just such well done, and that's why I think they're just wanting to see how all these new ideas and how things community feedback is to them, and then develop from there.
And don't forget the best feature: you can teach a maths lesson.
Oh yeah.
There's a teacher who was using a scene in Alyx where you find a window and a whiteboard marker, and doing his maths lectures by drawing the window.
I was just waiting for someone to do that because I'm not surprised, considering that it's good. That's the best whiteboard pen I've seen. It does. It's perfect. It doesn't have little, parts of the ink around. It's just, it works.
The most important thing, though, is do lefties smudge the writing when they write?
Oh, no. That would be a very, very interesting question.
Oh, wow. I mean, yeah, as I said, the pens are great. Draw what you like.
But what else were they saying in this article? That once Alyx is out the door, here's what you should expect to happen. And they were also saying, aside from the lab and Half-Life VR internally, though, didn't provide detail about it. So I think he's just coming on to say about other projects.
Yeah. Sounds like general bullshit PR speak.
Yeah.
They got a hint that they've got projects coming because they do, but they're not going to say anything about what they are or when they're going to happen.
No, they
could go into another 10-year drought.
Because it's really, I think they definitely always have projects in House of Valve. Just their community, their culture as a workplace. Because if you ever looked into how they're structured, it's very different to any other games company. It's basically if the people who are hired there want to work on a game, they can work on it, or they can start their own project. So it's really like if the people at Valve don't want to work on something, they can just not work on it. Which is why everything they ever get released is amazing, because they've had a ton of motivation to get it to be amazing. There's no rush to get it out the door because they're swimming in money. But that obviously doesn't mean that if someone doesn't want to work on something, it's never going to get released because they don't want to work on it.
And plus while they're creating it, companies will make much more capable VRs. Like HP, for example, they're making their own next gen VR headset.
I think
that's in partnership with Microsoft and Valve, though.
Okay.
I think also because Valve was saying with the game they wanted to include, so obviously their new controllers have the hand tracking. The finger tracking.
Yeah.
But they had to cut that feature because obviously hardly anyone supports that apart from them, basically. But I think that's another reason they're going to just wait out the development of those two games a bit longer and see the rest of the industry will catch on with that feature. Because obviously you can do a ton of stuff with that.
So is the finger stuff not in Alyx at all?
No, because they had to cut. It's compatible, of course, but actual gameplay features designed around that, it's not, because they wanted to make it as open to any, they wanted to make it as universally accessible by any headset. Because the thing is, if you wanted to include Oculus support, right, that's not done by Oculus, that's done by Valve themselves. So they have to design the game to include stuff that their competitors' headsets can work with.
Yeah, I was kind of expecting them to maybe have a feature that you could only do on the Index. But
maybe there is, but I don't believe so.
Okay.
Because they're just trying to make it as open as everyone. Because at the end of the day, it helps everyone in the industry to get, obviously a big game like this coming out on it.
Yeah, and Valve have been very clear that they're not about monopolizing the VR industry.
No, they haven't. No,
because Oculus Rift is doing that nicely.
I think it's they're not I mean, they've been the last couple of years have been kind of meh, but then they had the Shift come out, which honestly, it's amazing, the Shift. It's a great headset.
They have
I've used
the Oculus store as well, though, with exclusive games.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, I see. Okay. I mean,
you can hack it and run them on a Vive with a program called Revive, but
what's the point at that point?
Janky.
Yeah. I've been on that store a few times with my friend's headset, and I've never really seen anything I want to play. I mean, the only things on there I want to play is, VR chat, and that's, of course, available on multiple platforms.
Yes.
Are you an anime girl avatar or a...
of course, what do you expect?
Avatar?
I want to have boobs.
And there we have it. Dev-i-boy's innermost private feelings. He always wanted to be an anime girl.
The first trans host on the podcast.
Oh, that's brilliant. Anyways, so moving along to our next topic, we've got a story about Dragons Lair and Netflix,
yes,
and how it's going to be a remake again with the remakes. So many remakes now.
So it's a remake of a movie?
It's actually a remake of a game.
So it's not a remake, it's an adaptation.
It's sort of in between, honestly, because Dragons Lair was a Laserdisc video game.
With the animated cutscenes.
Yeah,
and stuff.
so it's already a movie technically being pre-rendered. So it's a very different game movie than other ones, I say.
Yeah. So after almost a year of negotiations, Netflix has closed the deal to pick up the rights to the game. Roy Lee will produce via his Vertigo Entertainment with Trevor Engelson of Underground Films. Don Bluth, Gary Goldman, and John Pomeroy are also producing. Ryan Reynolds will produce via his banner Maximum Effort, along with the shingles George Dewey and Patrick Gooing.
Ooh. Man,
the scripts by people behind the Lego movie.
Yep.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yep. And the Roy Lee, he was the producer for the movie It Chapter 2, and he was also working on Dr. Sleep. So yeah, this will be... So it's interesting how video game movies are coming up.
That is. I mean, I'm glad Don Bluth, because he's the one who originally animated... Well, not the whole thing, obviously the original game, but he was one of the main... Because it was animated by one of his animation companies, whichever one it was at that time, before it died again and made it again. Because he's been wanting to get this thing off the ground for years. Because he did a Kickstarter back in the day, and then they were going to animate it by hand, and his a traditional animation style. If you don't know who Don Bluth is, he's the guy behind Land Before Time and a ton of other animated films. But I mean, I'm so happy for him finally getting the chance to get this thing made after all these years.
But so they're having Ryan Reynolds in this project.
All I think of when you say Ryan Reynolds now is just Pikachu. That's all I think. I just see that dancing Pikachu from that troll they did. That's all I think when I hear Ryan Reynolds now. That or Blade Runner, but it's usually just Pikachu.
Yeah. So basically, as you were saying, Dev-i-boy, that the Dragons Lair was expanded into a variety of sequels, short-lived cartoon series in the 80s. The arcade game ported into every game console. And yeah, you're right as well, Don Bluth and Gary Goldman, who worked on the original arcade game, had a crowdfunding source. And here's the surprising thing, it raised over $700,000.
Yeah.
Here's a big mistake in the article, though. It says Dragon's Lair is Ryan Reynolds' second video game-themed feature, because he's also in Free Guy, which is the movie about the NPC who realizes he's an NPC.
I mean, does anyone even really know that movie? I don't even know that movie.
I saw a trailer and didn't really.
Yeah, it hasn't had a lot of promotion yet.
Oh, I see. Okay, so it hasn't been out yet.
Yeah, it's I've been hearing about it for a couple of years, but apparently it's supposed to release in July.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that's not correct, because he's also in Detective Pikachu. So that makes this his third video game movie.
Yeah. Yeah, and, I know it's kind of conflicting though because it's with Detective Pikachu. I'm looking at the article here. It says it serves as a loose adaptation of the 2016 video game with the same name. So it's not really an accurate.
But then neither is Free Guy, because Free Guy isn't based off a game. It's just a generic action game.
Oh, that's actually no. You're right about that one.
Like, it's kind of looks a bit like a GTA 5, but it's really just a generic action.
So more like GTA, sell it. All the 35-year-olds will pick it up.
Yeah, the premise is hilarious with Free Guy, by the way. It's in an open world, a free city, an amalgamation of Grand Theft Auto and Fortnite.
What?
Yeah, it's serious.
Fortnite?
Yeah.
Well, I just pulled up the trailer so we could throw a link in the show notes, and I've noticed that it's made by the company behind the Disney live-action remakes.
Oh, God. All right. That loses me all hope already.
Yeah.
Oh, but what do you guys think, though? You reckon this will be this will be good with Ryan Reynolds dropping into the project?
Oh, I've got high hopes for it. Given, for one, Netflix adaptations have been pretty good lately, and given the production team, all of them have tons of experience making movies. So it's definitely, if it's even mediocre, it'll still be good.
Yeah, but here's my problem when they always do the remakes and stuff. They will say like, oh yeah, we've got all these like old characters and old stuff coming back, but then it'll be like, when the final product comes up, you're like, they didn't really do much. It was just we took certain liberties of changing things.
I mean, in this case, compared to other in this case, compared to other video game adaptations, this one it's already basically just a very short movie. Like, so in terms of like that. All that you can do really is expand on what was in the original game, which wasn't much. Like, it's almost... That's what gives me hope, because it's like Castlevania. There's obviously the lore, but really it's quite open-ended what they can do with the show, because, it's Castlevania. It's not exactly the pinnacle of video game storytelling. So is this.
This is Netflix. They also did Bandersnatch. So could we get a Dragons Lair interactive movie game thing?
I mean, that would be really cool, and it'll tie back into the original video game. So, and I guess I could do multiple. Yeah, it's true. Maybe I reckon I'll make this live action one, and then they will release the actual original Dragons Lair as an interactable movie. I'll look inside it for a PR move.
That would be pretty cool.
That would make perfect sense, considering they've already got Minecraft stories and stuff on there. Using such a system, why not do that?
So you guys sold on the idea?
Oh yeah, 100%.
You, Professor?
Yeah, I'll probably watch it.
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen a Ryan Reynolds movie that I don't like.
Oh well, even that Green Lantern movie.
I haven't seen that.
Shh, don't speak of it.
It doesn't count. I see
Green Lantern? Oh no, what? Huh? Oh. I'm the Pants Man? Sure.
He's doing the Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard. The Hitman's Bodyguard was great.
Yep.
So I hope that one's good too. Seen him in Detective Pikachu. That was great.
Yep.
He's in R.I.P.D., which...
Oh, God. He was alright, but...
Dev-i-boy's got some bad memories.
It was just kind of generic. I can't say it was terrible, but it's one of those modern movies where it's just like, nah.
Yeah, it's very generic.
It's basically they're just trying to reboot Men in Black, but not with name. That was a different idea.
It's based off a comic, though.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
But the reason why I picked up, I'm pretty sure is that reason, because you can tell the similarities in terms of like marketing and stuff. But yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Anyway, so moving along, we got a story about recreating living dinosaurs now becoming a reality.
Ooh.
Can I just remind you why that's a bad idea? So I realized the other day, I saw a meme the other day of a picture someone made. They trained their AI to recognize animals, and it called their cat a dog. I'll be thinking, in Jurassic Park, in 1993, they have computers that can count dinosaurs, classify them by species, and it's only a programming error that stops them from realizing anything's gone wrong. In 2020, we still can't tell the difference between a cat and a dog.
Professor, tell that to the Floof and Puffer guys. They'll be going, what?
Hello there, sir. Your dog is a cat. Didn't you want? Why is it going meow? It's a cat, sir. On my computer system, it says it's a dog. Does this look like a dog to you? It says right here.
Oh.
Yeah, sounds like life to me.
Yep.
You go up, you can have all the evidence right in front of you, but some system somewhere will say, nope, that's a dog, and no one will listen to you about it.
Mm-hmm.
It's a dog, sir. Stop.
I might have watched the movie Brazil one too many times.
Oh, God.
So with this story, apparently Jurassic Park protagonist Dr. Alan Grant spearheading genetic research. That was in the movie. Jack Horner, who has, in the real life, Dr. Jack Horner, who has consulted all 4 Jurassic films, initially believed that the key to recreating the prehistoric creatures lay in working with ancient DNA strands. Instead, a group of scientists at Harvard and Yale have turned their eye to, wait for it, the modern chicken.
Well, we talked about the Wonder Chicken, 2 weeks ago?
Yes, last week. Yeah, it was last week. So his assumption was basically, of course, birds are dinosaurs. So
technically.
Have you met an angry chicken? I have.
Link, have you been hitting the chickens again?
No, my grandparents had a chook that absolutely hated people.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I like how he's further going on to say, so we just need to fix them so they look a little bit more like a dinosaur.
I mean, DNA-wise, they're probably supposed similar. I can't quote me too much, but I remember something years ago where it's like, to a certain percent, chickens are closer to Tyrannosaurus rexes, but I'm going to be skeptical and say I don't believe this article.
Well, they reckon that they've turned chicken beaks into snouts already.
I can see them going that far on genetic manipulation, but getting back to like a full-on... I mean, based off current research, dinosaurs always had feathers to a certain extent. They're not the actual reptilian creatures that pop culture makes them out to be. But at the same time, it's just like, have you seen the movies, guys? Do you think this is a good idea?
I've only made 5 movies about this. When will you learn your lesson?
It's just like, why don't you invest in something like Elon wants? Cat girls, make them real.
Oh no. Let's stick with the dinosaurs.
The Chickenosaurus.
And for tonight's meal, kiddos, we've got Tyrannosaurus Rex bones with a taste of pterodactyl nectar.
What do you reckon this Chickensaurus would taste like?
Chicken.
That makes sense. I honestly kind of don't know what I expected you to say there.
Chicken.
So that also puts an interesting case. So if they rebuild these dinosaurs, what do you reckon is going to happen? You reckon we'll get a theme park next?
Nah, I reckon it's like how they always say we're going to bring back Willie Mathers. If in the shoot me, someone get a gun and shoot me if it ever comes real. But I reckon the most it would be, hello, we've made dinosaurs real, blah, blah, and then some organization's going to take it, and then it could go 2 ways. It could be commercialized, which I highly doubt, or it'll be taken over, kept top secret, I say. Because I highly doubt, it's a pretty big thing.
The government will turn it into a weapon, just like the movies.
Like every other government does. Who doesn't want to make
it really depends, because back in the 80s it made perfect sense, because technology and robot stuff wasn't really there. But, if you already got robots, what's the point of having something you got to feed and things, you know what I mean?
Wasn't Clive Palmer going to make a robot Jurassic Park?
He did. It then burnt down. It caught fire. Well, the T-Rex caught fire, but the other dinosaurs in his forest kind of stay awake, but they're literally 5 meters away from like residential, so people just hear this all night, and they hate it. I don't know if it's still alive anymore because he kind of blew through all his funds and kind of destroyed the theme park.
Yes, and now aren't they isn't Clive Palmer being sued and possibly going to jail?
Oh, something. There's always something on that old geezer.
Yeah. Yeah, the T-Rex's name was Jeff.
Jeff the T-Rex. It's always Jeff. It's always Jeff. It's either Jeff the T-Rex or Jeff the immortal monster from Half-Life. Maybe they're related.
So on this aspect, so right now the scientists are doing the tail portion for now.
Mm-hmm.
For now. And they're saying that the project will be successful by 10 years.
All right, this seems reasonable. That's what most people... Yeah.
I reckon they could make sort of grumpy, furry, feathered...
Furry, you say?
No. I reckon, 10 years to get grumpy, feathered things sounds reasonable.
Yeah, that sounds pretty reasonable.
So I'm assuming, Professor, you're going to get that grumpy, feathered dinosaur and put it on your front door as a guard dog?
No, I want the real thing. That one we were talking about, that was so much cooler than just a chicken.
But as you said, Professor, an angry chicken, it's a dangerous thing.
And you know what's more dangerous? An angry dinosaur.
Nah, I'll just make it so like the size of mice and be like, here, kid, have your pet T-Rex.
Mind your fingers.
Make sure to feed it your meaties.
But here's another problem, though. What do you reckon the problems are going to be having, like, besides stuff, trying to recreate all these dinosaurs and whatnot?
Oh, I mean, for one, you can recreate it, but it's never going to be, like, it'll be basically impossible to get it back to an actual T-Rex. So I think in realistic terms, problem-wise, obviously it'll be that. But if they do make it real, I mean, it'll just fucking... It's like if aliens appeared, you know? What the fuck are you meant to do then? just bow down, give up, send it to your new overlords. You know what I mean?
Yep, fair enough. What about you, Professor? What problems would you encounter with this situation?
I wouldn't want to know what happens once they get out into the wild.
Just make sure don't make them out of frog DNA. You'll be all good.
And make sure your program is competent and you haven't hired literally the lowest bidder. Nedry was great at what he did, except for a few things.
Like
and that's what you get when you hire the lowest bidder. And that's not just the bit where he tries to steal the embryos. Like,
oh, really? Oh, there's more. Okay, sure.
Messing up your coding like that. He programmed it so that the computer would count the number of dinosaurs in the park, stop counting at the expected number, and then decide, okay, there's 100 dinosaurs, that's fine. The idea was if any of the dinosaurs went missing, they would know. But he hard-coded the limit. So
Thanks,
when there were more dinosaurs, no one noticed.
Best programmer creates the best programmers create problems that then they have to solve. Because that means you just got to pay them some more. Hey, oh man, I didn't realize that bug. Oh, real? Oh man, give me a bit more money, I'll fix it for you.
Anyway, so now to the games that we've been playing. Professor, what have you been playing?
I've been playing Half-Life 2 Update.
There's an update?
It's a mod. It fixes, it claims to fix some bugs, but the main reason I'm playing Update is because of the graphics. It's
so you're not using...
Sorry?
So you're not going to be using cinematic mod? Oh.
I prefer my NPCs to not be somebody's Yes, so the cinematic mod guy had a bit of a hissy fit and took it offline.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Because,
I'm not surprised.
Because people kept pointing out that the Alyx model, like the character model he used to design his version of Alyx, is a porn star and has fully modeled reproductive tract. So everyone was like, WTF, man, what is this? And he's like, right, no one else gets to play this anymore.
Oh boy. I mean, I'm fine if you want to model up your pawns to show. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Look, because there's like in the mod itself, there is the ability to put the generic Alyx model in there with some updated texture packs. There's high resolution textures, but the fuck was up with that?
Yeah, like the updated Alyx model doesn't look too bad.
No.
It's a lot more true to the design, but the model based off the porn star is just it isn't really Alyx. It's like all sex appeal, none of the science and shooting appeal. Like the whole reason Alyx is a good character is because she can stand up for herself.
Mm-hmm.
The cinematic mod Alyx looks like they've just taken someone literally out of porn with lip fillers and everything and put her in the post-apocalypse where there's no way she would have gotten any of that.
So you never realised that it was actually sponsored by Pornhub? Oh, okay.
Can you imagine just like in the next Half-Life game? Half-Life, now sponsored by Pornhub.
Half-Life VR.
If we get
hang on.
very sooner, maybe that would be okay.
Oh.
I mean, someone's got to sponsor the sex scenes, so.
Cinematic mod's very competent and it looks very nice.
Yeah,
it gets a bit weird. So
Yes.
I've been playing Update, which is mostly a lighting mod. So they Valve's updates to Half-Life, to the Source engine, up to a certain point backwards compatible with Half-Life 2.
Yep.
But then it gets to the point where either it's not compatible anymore or it requires you to actually go through and like redo the maps. It's gone through and recompiled the maps for the new lighting engine. And it's fairly subtle, but it looks absolutely gorgeous.
Hell yeah. That's the thing. You want it. All Valve games have a certain feel to them, which is mainly art style direction. And if you just change it too much, even with the lighting, it can really throw the game experience off. Yeah,
it feels like it feels true to Half-Life 2.
Yeah. Half-Life's never looked like it looked realistic, but it's always a cartoony realistic, if you know what I mean. Like it's realistic, but there's a theme and a style to everything. There's a consistency.
Yeah.
So, any big flaws with that game, Professor?
There's a couple of bugs in it that have apparently been fixed in the main game. Like the Combine don't say "ow" when you shoot them anymore. That was broken in the main game for about 6 years and only fixed in the last year, though. So
they say "ow."
Well, they don't have pain sounds.
Oh, I see.
They're human. Get them.
Unfortunately, nothing will fix that bloody AI.
The AI is pretty decent for the age of the game, though.
I don't agree, actually. Half-Life 1's AI, I ever looked into it, is fucking amazing. Like, Half-Life 1's AI has a sense of smell. So if you kill a body, they can actually find you by the dead body if it's near you. And
I'm disappointed that Black Mesa doesn't implement the Hound Eye packs.
True.
So in Half-Life 1, the Hound Eyes would originally form packs and they could boost each other's attacks. And there'd be a pack leader and they'd have AI that followed that. But Black Mesa didn't bother implementing that as far as I could tell.
Yeah, I mean, it's not their key. Their goal is to do a remake, not a, so...
Yeah.
Their main goal is making everything pretty as hell, and I bet those devs are just over working on it. It's been like a decade and a half.
Yeah, it was like Black Mesa is absolutely gorgeous, and it still feels true to the Half-Life style. But it is definitely an updated Half-Life 1. They haven't really added too many changes that would break the feel of it.
Yeah.
Except when you get to Zen.
I'm all down for the changes they did.
Yeah. Like, I never was in the camp that thought Zen was awful, but the new Zen is amazing.
Yes. It is. Look, old Zen, if you love or hate level design, it was bland as anything. And what they did is really give it that. Because it was like, you're at the final chapter. Congratulations, you got through all of that. Now have bland brown for the next half an hour.
So
Enjoy.
the bad guy, the big boss, his main attack is sending you away from him.
Yeah. Truly, yeah.
Like, it kind of makes him feel pathetic, which he kind of is. He's a mutilated space baby thing on the run from the Combine. But he's supposed to be the most powerful thing there, stopping the keeping the portals open, sending through all the monsters. Black Mesa makes him feel like an enemy.
Mm-hmm. That's what they did a great job with. It really completes the experience.
Yeah.
So how many nerdy beanies would you give this game out of, Professor?
4.5 out of 5.
Ooh.
I think it's aged very well for a game from 2004.
So 4.5 out of 5, hey?
Yeah.
Awesome. So, Dev-i-boy, what have you been playing?
A range of things. Some Colin McRae Rally 05 and Wind Waker.
Oh, that's an interesting mix. A racing game.
You gotta, the racing game's a good casual and Wind Waker's another story.
Yeah.
But,
how are you finding it so far with both games?
So, Colin McRae Rally, I mean, it's just a great rally. I mean, so Colin McRae Rally is basically the Dirt series today. It's the same developers, not the same people anymore, but it's the same series because they just obviously changed the name after Rest in Peace. McRae died in 2007 in his helicopter crash. So obviously at that point, obviously his name wasn't very marketable. So that's why they moved it to Dirt Rally. So that's still the same series this whole time. But even 2005, like, it's so good. Like, there's a lot less of the features now pretty much standardized in genre. Like, in the latest Dirt Rally, your car will be affected by the mud, the direction mud tracks are inside the actual train itself. But even still, yeah, it's like the mud in the latest Dirt Rally, each time someone goes through the mud and like changes the actual look of the surface, that mud will actually interact with how your steering is, like things like that. But even here in 2005, like, it's still, they do such a great job, especially a step up from the previous year's game in 2004. Like this year, like 2004, they got the mechanics down for the Xbox, and then this year they just went up and like graphically, it still looks great. And all things considered, its age, and it's just overall like it's just fun to pick up and play. Like some racing games have difficulty making it fun to, like, the only fun comes from actually doing the races themselves. Here it's just fun to drive. It feels fun to just drive things. Just down to how the controls and everything work. And then, Wind Waker, man. So not my first Zelda game, but I've played a multitude of 2D Zeldas, but this is my first Zelda itself. And, man, I have to say I've been struggling slightly.
So what's the biggest flaws you encounter with both of those games?
Right now, Zelda-wise, two things. So I got the GameCube version, and I'm trying to... I hate... Why do you invert the viewing sticks? When I point up, you look down. When I look down, you point... Just make it so if I press the controller upwards, you look up. Is it hard? Is it difficult? Can someone explain to me why?
Zelda games are not that good with camera works, are they? I
mean, yeah, like they've got the actual... So you got two different cameras. You got both of them interact together, but you've got the normal camera, which is basically the one which the computer itself tries to control its view, which it works. It just likes to get stuck inside walls constantly, like the viewing angle's off. And then you've got the free cam, which is great, except it's impossible to use because of those inverted control sticks, which I'm starting to get used to, but still, it's a nightmare to control because of that. And then the other downside I have to, it's the thing with this game itself, is that auto jump. So Link has no jump button, which is classic in most Zelda games, I think, of this era. But like, I'm just trying to line up. You got to really think about lining up anything because he jumps automatically when he gets to a ledge, which you think can help a lot with, saving time and things. But it just gets in the way sometimes because I'm jumping some direction and he just jumps off and jumps to the completely opposite area. Just like, I want to go forward and jump here. Then obviously suddenly I'm going that direction and my thumb moves a little and he just veers off and completely other way. I mean, I can't give the game too much shit because I am using a third-party controller, which has some joystick issues because my actual first-party GameCube stick is broken. So I don't know how much it comes down to that, but yeah, I'm getting used to it. I'm getting through it, but I got through the first dungeon and then my controller disconnected. So I went there to plug it in. It's like 1 o'clock at night, and I accidentally pressed my button to the reset slot without saving.
No!
Because I was trying to plug it back in. I needed something to grip onto. Finger slips into reset.
Yeah, I made that mistake playing the original Zelda on my Switch.
Yeah.
Accidentally wiped my game because the delete mode is mistranslated. And I thought, is this like a challenge mode?
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't.
Oh, I see. So, yeah, I get you. Ouch.
And Colin McRae, what's your biggest flaw you've encountered? Just nothing. So a good driving game, hey?
So just a good driving. Like I don't really. I think the main flaw gets repetitive a bit. There's a ton of stages. Like it's just a general pick up and play sort of game.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a really big flaw to it, honestly.
Yeah.
I just enjoy playing it. I can't really say. Like the career mode is quite difficult because it is rally. So smash your car around a bit, you're pretty fun. Yeah, I wouldn't say too. Like I think it's held up pretty well considering. Like 2004 it was released for a rally game like that genre. Yeah, no, I can't really dock it too much.
Yeah. So how many Nerdy Beanies would you give both games?
Out of 10?
Out of 5.
Out of 5. Zelda at this point, I'll give it a 4. I'll probably go up as I play it, but just right now, McCraig, I'll give it a 5. Fucking
nice.
Great. It also is really cheap game when you get hold of it. It looks like the cover makes it look like it's some what do you call it, shovelware bottom of the barrel thing. It's really not. It's a good game.
Mm-hmm. I've been playing Call of Duty Warzone. Warzone, the free battle royale game.
Oh boy,
that came out a couple of days ago, and it is very interesting.
Usually people say interesting.
Oh, sorry, you first.
Sorry, I keep interrupting you.
That's all right. Yep.
Usually people say interesting. That's never a good sign. So I haven't actually heard much about it. So please indulge.
So it's basically like a prelude to the next Call of Duty game, which is aptly titled Modern Warfare. God, they really need to come up with new titles. I mean, seriously, Modern Warfare again. But
Modern Warfare? I never heard of that game before. What's it like? Is it set in a modern war? Hang on, we've just been having World War II shooters for the last 10 years. Man, should think of some other areas. I'm so sick of fighting Nazis. Oh wait, it's 2020, not 2010.
Didn't we have Vietnam at one point?
That was way back in the old days. I don't think there's been a mainstream Vietnam game in a long time.
Yeah.
There's Rising Storm, but I think that's the last one I'm aware of.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, so with Battlefield, Call of Duty, Warzone, it's Battle Royale. There are various options. The biggest flaw, I would say, from the first go would be basically you need to get an Activision account just to get into the game. Like there's
more accounts to get hacked and to lose the passwords too.
Yeah, that too. So there are a couple of options. So you got Battle Royale. You've also got another one called Cash Grab.
Oh.
So that option is basically get as much cash as you can, and through contracts, through killing enemies, and through doing some objectives. Basically, like it's like Battle Pass.
So is it like Payday?
To a varying degree, yeah. To a varying degree. Yeah. So you with 3 people, so it's 3-man teams, and you get to pick up weapons and whatnot. So it's the same old drill with Call of Duty, and you get killed very quickly in Call of Duty as well. And I've experienced that multiple times.
But you can come back if you don't suck.
That's the interesting part with coming back. See, when you die, you don't automatically spawn or in battle royale games, you don't spawn, you spectate. You are given a chance, and there's a section called the Gulag section. And in this Gulag section, it's a 1v1 scenario, and you're given a pistol, and you have to shoot the other person. And if you win that Gulag section, you have the opportunity to get back into the game.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, Call of Duty died back in when Ghost was around, but it sounds like at least they're trying something different. Because that's not what I would think when I hear a Call of Duty, at least these days.
Yeah, and also there are some mini games as well while the game's up. Like you can parachute and you can land and shoot things as well. And there are some interesting changes to the game. Yeah, with Battle Royale, it's just basically you get 3-man teams, last man standing scenario. And they've got some cool weapons. Like I've tried the shotguns, I've tried some of the pistols. I need to try out the sniper rifles because design-wise they look really good. In-game currency is also a thing in that one, and there's no loot boxes.
Hell forbid, finally.
Now you've got my attention.
It's a good game to check out. As I said, one of the biggest flaws I said it's you need to get like an Activision account just to play the game.
God, okay. Yeah. Does that cost money?
Nah, luckily no. It's just a free entry. You just have to sign in and that's it. You don't.
I'm genuinely surprised considering.
Yeah. Anyways, I would give that game 4 out of 5.
Very nice.
Yeah, and it's pretty. Also another interesting, actually good factor as well. Automatic connection to the game, so it's not like you have to wait 10 minutes or 5 minutes for a game to start. So it's pretty quick. Nice. Yeah. So anyways, moving to our shout-outs. So on the 29th of March 2020, Alan Merrill, I Love Rock and Roll songwriter, dies at 69. So Merrill was the member of the band, the Arrows, along with the drummer Paul Varley and guitarist Jake Hooker. While in the band, he wrote the song I Love Rock and Roll, which the band released in 1975, became a chart topper for Joan Jett and the Blackhearts in 1982. In an interview with Songfacts, Merrill said that he wrote the song as a knee-jerk response to the Rolling Stones. It's only rock and roll, but I like it. So basically, it was a diss record.
It was a diss track.
Yeah.
Diss record. Gotcha.
So yeah, Joan Jett covered that song because she saw the Arrows perform that song on their weekly UK TV series while she was touring in England with the Runaways. She first recorded the song in 1979 with two of the Sex Pistols, Steve Jones and Paul Cook. He died from complications arising from COVID-19 at the age of 69 in Manhattan, New York City.
So is he the first celebrity casualty?
No, I think there have been a couple, but
okay. Yeah,
there are a lot of people that have been dying from this corona craziness. On the 29th of March 2020, Krzysztof Penderecki, he dies at 81. He's a Polish conductor and composer whose modernist works were on soundtracks for The Exorcist and The Shining.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm. Penderecki was an avant-garde composer and prolific in his output. His resume includes 8 symphonies, 4 operas, a requiem, and several concertos. Film directors often used Penderecki's music to capture their mood. His music was used in Martin Scorsese's Shutter Island, Peter Weir's Fearless, David Lynch's Wild at Heart, and Inland Empire, in addition to The Exorcist and Shining.
Which we were just talking about last week.
Yeah.
Since we're all locked alone inside in isolation, sounds like the Shining sound. Yep, Shining soundtrack is the perfect album to play right now.
Oh, yep. Sorry about that. No, here's Jeffy. Sorry.
he died from a long illness at the age of 86. Krakow. And finally, for our shout-outs, on the 31st of March 2020, MDK2 turns 20. So MDK2, 2000 third-person shooter action-adventure video game developed by BioWare. Back in the day, they were great.
I remember when BioWare did good games.
Yeah. Because back then, everything was fun and awesome.
Don't you say it.
And so check out that cover art. So we've got some sort of alien creature, a dog dual-wielding pistols, and an old guy.
And an old guy. The best way to sell a game to a kid.
Yep.
Your grandpa's on the cover, Sonny.
Yeah. So MDK2 received generally positive reviews across all systems, with critics praising the graphics, variety of gameplay styles, level design, boss fights, the game's sense of humor, and its fidelity to the original MDK. The most commonly criticized aspects of the game were the difficulty level, which was felt to be too high, and the platforming sections, which many critics found frustrating and too exacting. So basically they're complaining what Dark Souls is now.
Oh boy, please. No more Dark Soul references. Look, I'm a game developer, right? And literally, when everyone's trying to pitch us a new game now, it's like Dark Souls. Like, fucking shoot me, Jesus Christ. What's your game? It's like Dark Souls. What's your game like? It's like Dark Souls.
Really? Do you get that every single turn?
Oh, most of the time, yeah. It's a game like it's like Dark Souls. It's open endless. It's like yeah. God, help me.
Anyways, on to our remembrances. On the 30th of March 1962, Philip Showalter Hench, American physician. Hench worked along with his Mayo Clinic co-worker Edward Calvin Kendall and Swiss chemist Thaddeus Reichstein, was awarded the Nobel Prize for Physiology or Medicine in 1950 for the discovery of the hormone cortisone and its applications for the treatment of rheumatoid arthritis. And the Nobel bestowed the award for the trio's discoveries relating to the hormone of the adrenal cortex, their structure and biological effects. In the speech, he basically said this, quote, "Perhaps the ratio of one physician to two chemists is symbolic, since medicine is so firmly linked to chemistry by a double bond."
Wow.
He must have been wanting to say that for years, have it all planned.
Physics humor there.
I'm gonna fucking like. He was probably studying university. And it's like, oh my god, that's such a good. I'm gonna say that one day. I'm gonna use that. He must have had a big smile the second he said that. Fucking finally did it.
In addition to the Nobel Prize, Hench received many other awards and honors throughout his career. He also had a lifelong interest in the history and discovery of yellow fever. He died from pneumonia at the age of 69 in Ocho Rios. 30th of March 2004, Michael King, New Zealand popular historian, author, and biographer. He wrote or edited over 30 books on New Zealand topics, including the best-selling Penguin History of New Zealand, which was the most popular New Zealand book of 2004.
Also known as The Guide to Our Secret Overlords.
All hail the penguins, everybody. All hail the penguins.
Happy Feet will come dance for you one day.
No, you will dance for him.
King was well known for his knowledge of Maori culture and history. New Zealand Listener, one of the New Zealand's most popular weekly magazines, dubbed King the People's Historian for his efforts to write about and for the local populace. He died from a traffic collision at the age of 58 in Maramarua, Waikato.
Oh, that's sad.
Yeah. 30th of March 2008, Dit Pran, a Cambodian photojournalist. He was a refugee and survivor of the Cambodian genocide and subject of the film The Killing Fields.
Oh my god, yes!
In 1975, Dit and the New York Times reporter Sidney Schanberg, stayed behind in Cambodia to cover the fall of the capital Phnom Penh to the communist Khmer Rouge. Scharberger and other foreign reporters were allowed to leave the country, but Pran was not. Due to the persecution, he hid the fact that he was educated, and he pretended that he had been a taxi driver, and so he did have to endure 4 years of starvation and torture before Vietnam overthrew the Khmer Rouge in 1978 in December. He coined the phrase "the killing fields" to refer to the cluster of corpses and skeletal remains of victims he encountered during his 40-mile escape.
Yeah, have you ever seen the photos of that? It's just
amazing.
Skulls.
Yeah.
Oh, it's nasty.
The Killing Fields always gets me confused with this other movie slash thing, media that's called No Man's Land. Because, title's very similar. Because it both means similar things, right? But the No Man's Land's based off the Bosnian War. Anyone seen that movie?
I don't think I have seen that movie.
It's really good, but it gets me confused because Killing Fields and No Man's, you know what I mean? In a way, they both give the same visual image.
Yeah, I've seen No Man's Land. It's quite good.
It is.
Yeah, but Killing Fields, when it's just a scary thought hearing about the Khmer Rouge atrocity.
Oh yes, isn't that the place where they got the skulls locked up of all the people that died?
Yeah. Yeah, so he gained worldwide recognition in the 19 release of the film by his experience under Khmer Rouge. He was portrayed in the film by first-time actor Hang S. Nyo, who won an Academy Award for Best Supporting Actor for his performance. He died from pancreatic cancer at the age of 65 in New Brunswick, New Jersey. The actor as well was also a survivor of that atrocity as well. Famous birthdays. On the 30th of March 1820, Anna Sewell, English novelist. She's well known as the author of the 1877 novel Black Beauty, which is now considered one of the top 10 best-selling novels for children ever written, although it was intended at the time for an adult audience. So during the time her health was declining, she was so weak that she was confined to a bed. Writing was a challenge, so she dictated the text to her mother, and from 1876 began to write on slips of paper, which her mother then transcribed. Although, by the way, this book was first English novel to be written from the perspective of a non-human animal, in this case, a horse.
So what?
So, this is the only, I think it's the only book that's based on, from the perspective of a non-human animal. So, yeah, I think this might be the only one.
So, she said Anna was the first person to ever write a furry fanfic.
Look, I was thinking that. I wasn't going to say it, but you just had to say it, didn't you?
So someone had to say it. Someone had to say it. So basically, she said that the book was a special aim to induce kindness, sympathy, and an understanding treatment of horses. In many respects, the book can be read as a guide to horse husbandry, stable management, and humane training practices for colts. And so she was born in Great Yarmouth, Norfolk. Have you ever seen the movies?
No.
Which one was this again? Sorry.
Black Beauty.
Oh, Black Beauty. No, again, it gets me confused with Sleeping Beauty. No, I can't say I have.
30th of March, 1853, Vincent van Gogh. Vincent William van Gogh.
It's more like Van Gogh.
Van Gogh?
Van Gogh. Yes.
I can't quite do it right, but it sounds more like
Van Gogh.
Yeah, it sounds more like cough in Dutch than it does to say Van Gogh.
Yeah, Van Gogh, Dutch impressionist painter.
I just told you how to say it.
Van Gogh. So, Dutch post-impressionist painter who is among the most famous, influential figures in the history of Western art. In just over a decade, he created about 2,100 artworks, including 860 oil paintings, most of the date from the last 2 years of his life. They include landscapes, still lifes, portraits, and self-portraits, and are characterized by bold colors and dramatic, impulsive, and expressive brushwork that contributed to the foundations of modern art. He attained widespread critical, commercial, and popular success over the ensuing decades, and remembered as an important but tragic painter whose troubled personality typifies the romantic ideal of the tortured artist. And today, Van Gogh's works are among the most expensive paintings to have ever sold, and his legacy is honored by a museum in the name the Van Gogh Museum in Amsterdam.
It's such a shame that he wasn't famous while he was alive.
Yeah.
Doctor Who sorted that out, don't worry.
Yeah. That's a great episode.
Yeah, yeah. Heck yeah. And sadly, though, on the 30th of March, 2020, his painting titled The Parsonage Garden at Nieuwenan in Spring was stolen from the Singer Laren Museum in Laren, North Holland. It was stolen in an overnight smash and grab raid on the museum that was closed to prevent the spread of coronavirus. God, I hate opportunistic people. He was born in...
What do you mean I don't have any more toilet paper? Oh, time to steal a painting. What should we take? Ah, yes.
No one will miss this one.
Hey, John, show me. What'd you get? You know, I don't see you when you're in there. Oh, here you go, Bob. Hey, Joe, that's a fucking Van Gogh painting. What? No, it's just some flowers. Joe, we're in deep shit.
He was born in Zundert. On the 30th of March 1930, John Astin, American actor who has appeared in numerous films and television series, as well as television director and voice artist. He's best known for starring as Gomez Addams in The Addams Family, reprising the role in the television series Halloween with the New Addams Family and the animated series The Addams Family. Notable film projects include West Side Story, Freaky Friday, National Lampoon's European Vacation, and Teen Wolf 2. His second wife was actress Patty Duke, and he is the adoptive father of Duke's son, actor Sean Astin, who everyone would know as Bilbo Baggins. Oh, no, not Bilbo.
What?
Damn. Samwise Gamgee, that's the one.
I said Bob Newby in Stranger Things.
Also, and for those who are not familiar with Samwise, he's the guy that keeps saying, "Mr. Frodo, sir, may I help you, Mr. Frodo, sir?" Astin is the director of the theater arts and studies department and the Homewood professor of the arts at Johns Hopkins University, his alma mater, which offers an undergraduate minor program. He was born in Baltimore, Maryland. God, I love that smile of his, though.
That is a great smile.
Oh, yeah.
It's the best smile.
Finally, on our events of interest, on the 29th of March, 1969, another brick wall, or another brick in the wall, mind you.
Get it right.
Sorry. Another brick in the wall, part 2 hits number 1. It was Pink Floyd's first in the UK since Point Me at the Sky. It was Pink Floyd's only number 1 hit in the United Kingdom, the United States, West Germany, and several other countries. The single sold over 4 million copies worldwide. Part 2 was nominated for a Grammy Award for Best Performance by a Rock Duo or Group. The lyrics attract controversy. The Inner London Education Authority described the song as scandalous, and according to Renshaw, Prime Minister Margaret Thatcher hated it. Renshaw said there was a political knee-jerk reaction to a song that had nothing to do with the education system. It was Waters' reflection on his life and how his schooling was part of that. Yeah, okay.
Interesting satire.
I mean, it's based on 50s schooling, I guess.
Yeah.
But is that still part of the education system? Technically?
At this point...
Oh, yeah, I mean, get rid of those Keynes kids, please.
Yep.
Yes, everyone should know that it's perfectly acceptable to have your pudding if you don't eat your meat.
Goddamn little Johnny, get some more pudding! What do you mean? If you don't eat your meat, you won't get any pudding!
The single, as well as the album, all was banned in South Africa in 1980 after it was adopted by supporters of a nationwide school boycott protesting racial inequalities in education under apartheid. As we all know, every government loves banning things. On the 30th of March, 1814, Napoleon's forces defeated in Paris. God, that was a very bad day.
That was a bad day for Napoleon.
They had to do it all again like a year later.
Uh-huh. So European.
Sorry.
Sorry. You first.
Is this before he ran away to his island, or after he ran away from his island?
This was before he was exiled to the island after he lost this battle.
So European. Sorry.
Yeah, he came back the next year, and when the army was to stop him, he basically just said to the army, "Hey guys, why don't we go and take over France again?" So
That's literally what happened. Yeah. And then they got horribly defeated at Waterloo, and everyone lived happily ever after.
And we're going to catch
except for Napoleon.
So European forces allied against France marched triumphantly into Paris, formally ending a decade of French domination on the continent. After a day of fighting in the suburbs of Paris, the French surrendered on March 31st, ending the war of the Sixth Coalition and forcing Emperor Napoleon to abdicate and go exile.
Mm-hmm.
Although I will say this, I think this is the first time the French surrendered.
It won't be the last.
Yes, the French surrender meme is basically only relevant for the last couple of 100 years. Before that, the French were quite a formidable fighting force.
Mm-hmm. And then they basically got a buddy of Britain.
Yeah.
And finally, on the 31st of March 1999, The Matrix released in the theaters. So the writing and directing sibling team of Lana and Lily Wachowski released their second film, the mind-blowing science fiction blockbuster The Matrix. Filmed for $70 million, The Matrix was a stylish, innovative, and visually spectacular take on a familiar premise that humans are unknowing inhabitants of a world controlled by machines, central to the films such as Alien and 2001: A Space Odyssey. It starred Keanu Reeves as a hacker and who learns that the human-like computers are creating a fake world. And we all know this, and we all know what happened afterwards. Packed with slow-motion camera tricks and references from a myriad of sources, including comic books, the Bible, Lewis Carroll, Eastern philosophy, and film noir, it stunned viewers with its Hong Kong-style fight scenes choreographed by martial arts masters Yuan Wo Ping, performed with the help of invisible wires, allowing the characters to fly through the air.
And then we got the...
Shh, don't say it. They don't exist.
No, I'm not talking about that. The bullet time effect.
Okay,
Absolutely overused bullet time effect.
What was that game that had bullet time? What was that old game? Yeah, that's
the thing is, Max Payne's development in 1995 before Matrix came out. So the bullet time in there was not actually because of the movies. It was a massive coincidence.
So greeted with enthusiasm by computer gaming fanatics and mainstream audiences alike, The Matrix earned a staggering $470 million worldwide and won 4 Academy Awards for Best Editing, Best Sound Effects Editing, Best Visual Effects, and Best Sound.
Hell yeah. And then the came along.
I take it hopes for part 4. And they do it right.
There's a part 4? I thought it was only one movie. Hang on. Shh.
We don't want to give Dev-i-boy more hope.
There's only so much PTSD I can take. If I ever think any more harder about those, oh no! Boss battles of giant mechs, it's all coming back.
All right, shut it down. Call an ambulance.
Oh god. Anyways, so on that note, that's all we have for tonight. So you can check us out on Twitter, Facebook, That's Not Canon, where we have an archive of our old episodes. We have an Instagram page as well. Also check out Dev-i-boy's game, An Aspie Life, available on Steam.
Yee.
And also check out our new That's Not Canon's newest project, That's Not COVID. It's a professor's own pet project, so I'll let the professor tell you more about it.
All right, well, That's Not COVID is a series of short podcasts by members of the That's Not Canon family about things to do while you're in social isolation and good news things so that you don't have to hear the depressing news about the virus.
All I want to hear about is the virus.
Well, then that's the wrong podcast for you.
So yeah. Anyway, so see you next week.
Well, do.
Look after yourselves and stay hydrated and stay inside.
Stay home, be a basement dweller, have fun.